Welcome back, Puckheads. We are now up 2-1 in this series, much to Nick's chagrin of how they played and got there. I hope everyone's having a good night. I know I am. If there was a bag, half of my body would be in it right now. How you doing tonight, Nick? How you feeling?
Start the car.
Yeah.
Start the car and get out of Nassau Coliseum because we just stole the game tonight. Start the car.
You know what? We were talking about this before we went live.
Mm.
Not only were if we go back to 2018, 2019, this team would have probably folded after they scored the 3-goal and they tied it up, let alone if they would have tied it at 4-4. I mean, the one thing I will give, and I won't give the coaching staff this props, I will give this roster props for having the moxie to fight through it. Jari fought through it. Big Jeff Carter showed up tonight. He said, "Boys, hop on my back. I got this one." I was really hoping he'd get that trick with the empty netter, bro.
Yeah.
But I mean, your initial thoughts as that final buzzer rang, other than we basically stole a game without a ski mask and gloves and a Glock 9mm.
For sure. Going into the third period, I thought the game it had its waves. The Penguins came out hard at some points of the game. They dictated play. And then the Islanders, had, momentum too, driving the net, getting the pucks in deep, using their body. We got into the shenanigans tonight after the whistle, those scrums.
You don't like to see with this group of players.
Right. Again, really we don't have that type of player that can defend himself in that manner when you're going against a guy like Martin or Cizikas or these guys that are, a little bit more meat and potatoes type of guys. You hate to see Sid going at it, Jake Etzel, Rusty, even Letang, but my frustration with the Penguins tonight is that you have a 3-1 lead going into the third. There has to be a system change. There has to be, okay, guys, you know what? We're up 3-1.
1-1-3 or something like that.
You could do 1-2-2 passive. You could do 1-3-1, whatever you want to do, but change it up a little bit. I know that, everybody says, stick to the game plan, play on your toes, play aggressive or whatnot, but you can't blow a 3-1 lead against a team that had struggles throughout the year scoring goals. And, even when you look at who's scoring the goals for these guys, like Barzell's not doing anything.
Everly's not doing nothing.
Everly's doing nothing. You have Clutterbuck scoring 2 goals tonight. You have that line, Jordan.
Let's be honest, that second goal he scored was like luck.
It was luck, right? But at the end of the day, you still need to protect that 1-goal lead.
And if Marino had not lost his helmet, bro, would we even have been talking about it?
Right, but also too that play there that they tied the game at 4-4. Matheson threw that puck up the boards with Zucker not even being there. Zucker was actually at the below of the circle in our zone. He wasn't even at the hash marks or close to that D. As soon as he rimmed that puck, I said to my boys, I said, we're in trouble here because Zucker was in no man's land. They still had possession. Again, miscommunication.
Every time Zook had the puck tonight, I was thinking of you, bro. Because you were 110% right. He looked like a totally different player tonight playing with elite players with Kapanen and Malkin. He actually had a pretty good game.
He did. Again, you know what? When you're playing with skilled players, the thing is as a player, if you are a top 6 player and you're playing with bottom 6 players, you're not playing with those guys that can get you the puck in certain situations. The hockey IQ is not as strong. That being said, I'm not knocking the bottom 6, but when you're playing with an elite player like Gino, and you know what? I thought his game was okay today. He made a beautiful pass to Carter on the power play goal there. He waited it out and got it to him. But when you're playing with like a Carter, but you're playing with a Kapanen and you're playing with a Malkin, you have probably a better chance of getting more opportunities at the net.
What did you think of Sid's performance tonight? Because in that third period,
Mhm.
Palmieri and company really started getting under his skin, like really getting under it really pretty easily. This
Yeah.
was kind of the Penguins that we remember from a couple years ago that they started feeding in to that nonsense. I mean, I hit you up after that big
Yeah.
scrum that led to
Yeah.
the 5 in the box for each and us getting an extra power play. I think that was straight bullshit. I don't think we should have had. I think it should have been even.
100%. It should have been even. It was just a scrum that you had everybody involved in it. It should have been
And they
5-on-5.
started it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
They instigated it.
Yeah. But again, remember, that's sort of the line that the NHL plays. It's normally the guy that doesn't start it that goes in the box and gets the extra minor. And that's just the way the NHL is reffed, right?
Yeah, but I mean, did you were talking about it a bit earlier?
Mm.
Did Gensel get the extra time for that hack he did at the end going to the box?
Uh,
That hit the ref in the leg?
it might have been that I was too caught in the moment to
But
even.
Gensel wasn't doing any like Gensel. What is the feather out here? What's he about to do, bro?
Yeah, it was. You know what? Again, I think it should have just been called even, and you know what? It should have been either 4-a-side or 5-on-5. But
And that was like the worst time of the game the refs could have had that kind of mishap, bro. In terms of not calling it down right down the middle, bro. Like
but
the momentum, the ice was tilted at that point.
but if you remember again, what we talk about Sully and his his the way he goes out in press conferences and say play the right way, play this, play that. If you look at 2016 and 2017, the Penguins players stayed away from this stuff, right? They didn't get involved in it. And I know it's hard, and I know I've played the game, I've coached the game. It is hard to see it away, but you got to understand when you get into this nonsense after the whistle with the Islanders, this is to their game. They want that. If you notice how they came out in the third period, every time there was a whistle, there was either a glove to the face, punch to the face, stick to the, whatever, a hack, whack, whatever it was. They wanted to cause mayhem and see if they could get the Penguins to draw a penalty, which it worked in their favor. So, there's a couple of things, like a couple of players that I really noticed tonight. Again, I'm not a big fan of Czar, but I thought he played
Well.
He played well today.
Well.
He was solid on the penalty kill. He was strong on his stick. Got to
What
give him
about
credit
that,
for today's performance,
buddy? What about that? We talked a couple of days ago about that save that Sid had. What about his save tonight? Diving that 200-foot play,
right?
Coming back after the forecheck and just diving out, putting his stick in the way to stop that rebound that came off of Jari's right pad, wide open cage, and he gets his stick in the way.
That's a tie game.
Up.
That's a tie game if Sid's not there with his stick. And that's why, again, like we talk about Sid's game being a two-way game. He is the best hockey player in the world for playing in all three zones. Terrific stick in the lane. But how about Mr. Kata? Mr. Kata is our man. Like
Jeff Carter, buddy.
12 goals in the last 17 games here. Where would the Penguins be right now if Jeff Carter wasn't wearing the black and gold? Because
he scored big goals in these last two games, bro.
If you look at Jake Getzel, and everybody talks about his playoff performances, and I love Jakey. I think we've talked about him a lot.
Big, baby.
But look at his success, the last 3 years in the playoffs from 2019 in the bubble. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not been good. He doesn't have a goal the first 3 games here, I believe, right? Correct? No. Doesn't have a goal. The first line, Sid's playing great. You know what? Even if he didn't
play as good as last game, for sure.
He didn't play as good as last game. He didn't contribute offensively tonight. But Sid, you got to count on him for face-offs, for back checking, whatnot. But
by the way, Jeff Carter will now be known as JFC, Jeff fucking Carter. Okay. Anyway, continue.
I like that. But the number one line has to start producing as well. Like Rusty scored that goal the other night, but Varlamov,
and that was a softie.
That was a muffin, right? It's just a muffin to the net. He got it in. But we need these guys to to start producing, because how much are you going to depend on Jeff Carter to get you 2 goals a night? He's playing.
Let's go, baby. Take us to the promised land, Jeffy.
He's playing great. You know, an interesting.
I don't need KFC. I eat JFC for lunch, bro. Let's go.
An interesting note here on the Penguins game again today. You know, for some reason, and you know, I've been noticing this, and I think a lot of Penguin fans are probably noticing this, is Marcus Pettersson. His ice time is significantly reduced here the last couple games. Tonight he played 10 minutes and 47 seconds. The other night he played 10 minutes again. He was not on the ice almost at all in the third period. Not understanding why Sully's keeping him in the lineup if you're going to just have him play 10 minutes, because you're going to wear down Letang, Dumo, and your other 5 defensemen. It's again, I'm not going to say, like, you know, in terms of Sully, NHL coach, 2 Stanley Cups, but I'm not a fan.
CC's seen the bump in time because of that too, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of what's happening here in terms of the coaching. I just think that protecting a 3-1 lead, there's no way the Islanders should be scoring 4 goals against you. I'm sorry. It's just ridiculous. No matter what anybody tells me, I'm a happy Penguin fans tonight, but at the end of the day, you can't be letting 4 goals in against the Islanders. There's no way.
We talk about secondary scoring, and that's clearly been the narrative over the last 2 games. What a banger by Brendan Tanev tonight, huh?
Oh, 100%.
Potting that and putting our BPM down a little bit on your Apple Watch. You know, like I just, you know, I'm not saying we're going to win the cup by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
But these are the type of contributions you need to continue that train moving throughout the playoffs, no?
I agree, but the concerning factor for me is you're getting contributions from those guys. Now you need to get those guys up top to start producing. Like, it was great to see Zucker score tonight. You know, maybe that's going to put more gallop in his legs. That was a wicked goal. You know, prime time opportunity. Varlamov didn't even see the puck. I wasn't a fan of Kapanen's game tonight at all. I thought, you know,
especially after that knee on knee, he was a little bit.
You know, watching him with the Leafs the last few years, he's another player that, you know, is he going to be able to take the hacks and the whacks and the physicality of a playoff series? We have to see. Looking at Dumo and Letang, like Chris Letang has just been, you know, this guy, I'm telling you. I know how much
hit the broadside of a barn.
I got it. I get it though, but this guy is logging minutes and playing steady hockey. Like, he is taking the body. He is sticks in the lane. Like, his decision making right now is fantastic. He's not pitching a lot. I really don't care about the power play. We know that he's not the guy that's going to get you the puck on net on the power play, but his regular 5-on-5 has been fantastic. He's been playing amazing. And Dumo, again, just fantastic. CC, another solid game. But if you look at 3 defensemen that worry me right now, Matheson looks like he's scared. He looks, again, he's probably never been in this.
Yeah, like we were kind of giving him a little bit of hype after last game.
Yeah.
Tonight he kind of regressed again, no?
He did. And I think the physicality of the Islanders, them finishing the checks, the stakes of the game, I think he's getting a little nervous with the puck, his decision making. And then you have Marino that, you know, he's really, really taking a nose. He's taking a nosedive for sure.
But the thing is, he can't even catch a break. That helmet thing was not on him, bro.
Yeah,
and that clearly, brother, that's what clearly led to that goal. I mean, you look at what happened in front of the net. I forget who it was. Who was it? Who was it that came late? It was CC, right? Came in for him late.
In front of the net.
Yeah. But what could he do, right? Like, what could CC do? He got there late because of him having to get off the ice. Marino, right?
Yeah.
And then Marino sitting on the side on the bench looking at the strap. I'm like, okay, buddy, yeah, that's why.
Yeah. I just again, you know what? Good teams know how to shut things down. good teams know how to. And you look at the Tampa,
but let me
Yeah.
ask you this, Nick. I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you this earlier, even before we went
Mhm.
live.
Yeah.
Could this be still a product of Trotz over Sullivan? Like, and what I mean by that is,
Yeah.
could you be dealing with a different scenario if it was a different team?
No, I think it's not Trotz over Sully. I think it's Sully over Sully. I think the stubbornness of this coach to not make in-game adjustments at certain times of the games is an issue. Um, you know, Tampa Bay 6-5 battle tonight in overtime. That's not usually the way they play, but if you look at the last 3 Stanley Cup winners, they've been able to shut the door if they have a lead. And it's concerning because just picture Washington or Boston, Jordan, holding, if you're going into the third period with a Boston, or let's say Boston, not Washington really, but Boston, I think they're going to hold that 3-1 lead. And like I said, I think the Islanders, we talked about it before the playoffs, they were 27th in the league in goals scored. Really, really concerning. I think, I'm just reading some tweets that are being, thrown out there tonight by, I guess, the interviews by the Penguin players, and they're saying it's a team win. Yeah, whatever. Like I said, you're up ahead in the series 2-1. Take the win. Go forward with it. Try to get a 3-1 series lead on Saturday. But if I'm part of that team, I sort of throw that game and out the window and make sure that you're not blowing a lead on Saturday.
And Saturday we're going into another afternoon matinee, bro.
Yeah, I think it's 3:00, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's gotta have you feeling really good.
Yeah.
What did you think about Jari's performance tonight? I mean, I said once he got that win, maybe they'll start piling up for him a little bit. Didn't mean that they'd be piling up in this fashion, but he got the W at the end of the day, and he made some key saves. What did you think about Jari tonight?
I think he battled. I think he competed. I think, when things looked a little rough and they were tying it up and they were coming back, he battled through it. He made some key saves. The only goal that I really wasn't a fan of is just that goal off of Mayfield from the point there where he beat him glove side again. I'd like to see Jari challenge a little bit, come out of the blue paint. But there was a defender there as well as, an Islander player. So maybe he just caught that, got the sight of the puck just at the last minute. But otherwise, I think he battled. He competed. He made some key saves.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be, like if you would have been down here watching the game with me, bro.
Yeah. No, I wasn't a happy camper. Tonight was one of those games where I was, I am a Penguins fan, but I was not a fan of what I saw tonight. I just, it's, you got to be able to play a certain way when you have a lead. And there's something that we always talked about going back, in the heyday, Jordan, when me and you used to go watch these hockey games together. And I said to you, there's 2 leads I hate in hockey. It's 2-0 and 3-1. You sort of sit back a little bit with those 2 leads, and, 1 goal gets you back in the game if you're down. And that's exactly what happened. The momentum shift happened once the Islanders scored that second goal. And, you saw that coming. You saw waves coming. And, but like you said, if this was a Penguins team the last couple of years, maybe they would have crumbled. They came back. They kept on going. I thought the Bluger line played really well tonight. Bluger played well. I thought that was probably his best game of the series too.
Their puck possession was really good tonight, man. And Bluger behind the net was really effective when he got the puck on his stick. Like he was holding, and he was actually making. They were actually making stuff happen.
For sure.
What was I going to say? I was going to ask about okay, is this one of those things where you got the W?
Mm-hmm.
Move on, get it out of your mind, and execute better next game?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, throw the videotape out. I know there's no videotapes anymore, but
don't even watch the videotape.
Don't even watch the video or whatever on the iPod. Just throw it out. Forget about it. Focus on the good things you did in the game, and move on. And you're up 2-1. it was a big game because that crowd was pretty feisty tonight for only having 9,000. It's an old
Why were
barn.
they giving Jari the work when he wasn't even playing? I was like,
Yeah,
this doesn't even make sense, bro.
Because you know what? And this is what I like about Nassau Coliseum. The acoustics of the arena is old school. So they had 9,000 or just under 9, and it sounded like there was
like 30,000
18,000 in there. Yeah. It just crazy. And this is why
you see that Islander fan giving the finger to the player up against the bro. That's why when Carter scored that fourth, you should have heard me down here, bro. Fuck you,
yeah.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, we would have got shot tonight if I was in the building.
Yeah,
we would have been thrown down probably about an hour and 5 minutes ago, bro.
That's why you know what you got to give credit to the Penguins just for the fact that they were able to stay focused and get the win and not crumble to what was the Islanders coming in waves and waves and waves. So. Good job by the players to stick with it.
I gotta ask you, do you think Trotz at one point here is gonna go back to Sorkin?
Listen, I told you the game 2, I wouldn't have taken him out. I think he's a big body, pucks hit him. I think there's 2 goalies that they're very similar in style, and I think they're civs is Varlamov and Bobrovsky. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Varlamov and Bobrovsky, they actually play the similar style. There's a lot up top on them. I would have went with Sorokin in game 2, and I would have went, depending on the outcome, then you look at your goaltending. But, again, they know what they're doing. So,
do they though?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
What were your thoughts on Gino tonight overall, and what were your thoughts on him and Leo Komarov jaw jacking each other in the language of the Kremlin over there?
Yeah, I thought it was good to see Gino engaged. I thought that when my son said don't poke the Russian bear, right?
Yeah.
The Gino Malkin, and
he might break.
Yeah, but I like when Gino plays engaged. He's fired up. Like I said, he made a beauty play on the PK on the power play. Sorry to Jeff Carter for that goal. He played about 12 minutes and 10 seconds here. He got what did he get today? Did he get one helper? Sorry, he got two apples.
2 helpers minus 1.
He got 2 assists. So good on Gino to come back and get the 2 assists. Was I crazy about his game? No, but this is what I would do if I was Sully. So everybody. I was listening to Madden today, Josh Yowie, all these guys tonight, Staggy on the post game. I love all those guys. They're great. They bring me back to especially Staggy. It was him and I think it was Bob Airy at the time. Many years that they were calling the games that I was watching, but in terms of Gino, what I would be doing is I would be playing head games with Trotzy. I'd probably play Carter still as my second line, okay, and try to get Gino's line up against the third line for the Isles. And then you're going against the third pair of the defensemen as well, okay? Mm-hmm. That might give a break for Gino's line to get more offensive opportunities. Because what happens here is that, when Gino comes back, they're like Crosby's line's number 1, Gino's line's number 2, Carter's number 3, Blucher's number 4. Let's reverse it a little bit here, right? Keep Carter playing against the second line, the second D pair, and then get Gino up against that third line and the third pair and see if he can create more offense. So not sure if we're going to see that, but Gino was okay. His speed is, it's unfortunate because before he got hurt the first time, he started looking like Gino.
Him and Kapanen.
Yeah. And then, he came back those few games before the playoffs, and he still looked a little bit slow. You always said on Madden today that he was concerned with his east-west skating, not his north-south. So there could still be some tweaking there of that knee. It is tough when you're going side to side instead of going north and south when you're skating.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about their ability to shut down Barzell and Eberle and the big guns of the Islanders? Is that something that should be talked about a little bit more?
Yes, because I think Sully's done a decent job. He did it in game 2 with getting the Bluger line against Barzell. He sort of won that matchup. But let's be honest with you, like Barzell, he's a really good hockey player. But if I'm Matt Barzell, the Islanders are not the team I want to play on, because Trotzy has a system where he doesn't let the horses run wild. Okay. And, I have, some friends that are involved in the NHL, and they told me about one of the reasons why Trotzy wasn't brought back to the Capitals is because, some of the offensive players like Backstrom and Ovechkin and Kuznetsov didn't like the way the system was with Trotzy. They wanted to be more freewheeling, more offensive. So, we
don't like it. We want a cup with it, but
you got your cup. Like for those guys, they got their cup, right? So, yeah. but that being said, going back to Barzell, they're doing a good job. Like Eberle, again, he's a dangerous player from the dots in, and he hasn't had that opportunity. But it's the bottom six that's killing us, and that's a problem. Like I said, when I see Zazikis' line against Crosby's line and they're dominating us down low, that drives me just absolutely crazy, because I just don't understand that. Like, how can we not get the pucks out? And actually, when I see that line against that line, I'm like, wow, we're going to get some opportunities here. And it's the opposite. They're actually forechecking the shit out of us. So, I think, honestly, like I said, 59, love the guy, but, he needs to start.
It's also matchup based.
He needs to step it up, though, Jordan. I'm telling you.
I'm not denying that, but I think it's also matchup based.
Yeah.
Like, if we were playing the Capitals, I think you'd see him be a lot more effective right now. It's just matchup based because there's going to be more open ice for him to work in. They're not really giving him that.
No, but then again, what you're seeing from Jake too is when he gets open ice, he's looking for Crosby. Like a couple times tonight, he had, he made some nice moves coming into the blue line, and again, he went for that pass to the side of the net for Sid to tip, shoot the puck. He's got he doesn't have a hard shot, but he has an accurate shot. Right?
I gotta ask you, does Dobson deserve an Academy Award? Because when I saw the replay, he had his hands up in front of him.
Yeah.
And he was selling it like he just got shot in the face.
Yeah, that was a bogus call.
By McCann.
That was a bogus call. They were they were both going hard to the net. McCann saw the shot by Goudreau, go through the 6 hole. It was trickling in. He drove the net. Dobson was trying to save it. It was a drive for the puck, 50-50 chance.
What did you think about the fact that we gave up a power play goal on 3 attempts tonight, but our power play got rolling a little bit. We scored on 1 of 2 attempts. Right.
So you had, it was interesting
to see that shit smirk on your face. I'm over here. Something good. What's up, buddy?
No, I saw that, the Carter goal was a different unit out there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So they had, they had Malkin, they had Letang, I believe it was. Then they had Carter, Kapanen, and Crosby. Wow.
I love it. I love it.
Wow. Something different, right? Are we doing something different, or we're doing something? What? Like what happened? Is Vellucci running the bench here? Is this the Plymouth Whalers from 5 years ago? Wow, we did something different. Thank you. But, again, I believe in the guys. The guys believe in the right play, so we're good. All right. Okay. I'm a Penguins fan. I'm a diehard. I was losing my sanity watching this game tonight, but there are things that with this team that I think we could be a lot better. A lot better.
Do you think we're going to see that power play mixture now on the top?
No.
Why you always got to do the lean-in?
No. No way. No way. No how. Gino, Letang, Getzel, Crosby, and I believe it's Rust, right?
Yes. Yeah.
right?
It was because of the penalties.
Right, exactly. So we wouldn't change it up.
You're not gonna put the JFC?
Listen, man, the
He's
guy,
he's finger
he's a
licking good,
beast.
bro.
He's a beast. I'm telling you. But it all goes back to the
Clutch.
The Canadian blood,
Yeah, the
the
Canadian clutch.
2005 World Junior team, the best World Junior team ever to skate in the World Juniors,
Led by
led by Sidney Crosby, Ryan Getzlaff, Jeff Carter. Once again, Canadian blood.
are you saying something to Gino right now?
No, it's Molson Canadian, not vodka. It's Molson Canadian.
Oh my god. So some of the media availabilities are up there. Do you want to watch some of them, or
Yeah, let's see. Sure.
before we get into them, we got Jeff Carter. Is up there. You let me know which ones you want to watch. Jeff Carter, Tanev, Sullivan, and someone else.
Well, I love to see. I love to see Carter, and then
JFC, baby.
Yeah, I'd love to see Carter first. Let's see Sully.
Finger
Tanev.
looking good, baby.
Yeah, Sully's going to be probably a little longer because I think he goes 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But Carter's probably 2 minutes. Tanev's 2 minutes. So maybe we go with Carter first, and then yeah.
Tanev.
Yeah.
Or you want to see Sully? We know what Sully's going to say, bro. You already said it.
I just want to see what watch he's wearing. So
okay.
Right.
And another thing I want to talk to before we get into those, buddy, we always talk about it. We have been since February. Okay, so we lost in the face-off circle tonight for the first time in this series, 53-47. We only had 4 giveaways, Nick. We only had 4. They had 14.
But again, if you look at that Bluger line, like you said, Jordan, they had a strong game. They had puck possession. You look at the Malkin line with the Zucker goal, they had puck possession. So there was, again, I thought there was waves that Pittsburgh came out and played hard and played well. Just don't blow the lead. That's all.
Yeah. All right, let's get into JFC's. I got to get this hat too, by the way.
Which hat is that?
It's the block one that says Pitt and has the logo next to it.
Yep.
I'm going to go grab that hat.
Yeah.
All right, let's play this. Just give me a thumbs up. You can hear it.
Okay.
Jeff, you're still fairly new to this team. How tough is this group of Pittsburgh Penguins? Because most people don't think of the Penguins as a tough team.
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at our roster, the way it's built.
What a beauty.
That, but,
good old Canadian boy.
Stud.
To be a tough player. And
show the pipes, Jeff. Let them know what's up.
Anybody, and they stick up for each other. They stick up for their teammates. And, it's nice to see. It's fun to see.
Letang on the ice, sticking up for people.
Tabarnak! When you're in a game like that, and there's so many swings and momentum, and also probably an emotion, just what were some of the most important things to stay positive and stay with the game and show the resilience that you did?
Yeah, it was a bit of a roller coaster tonight. Up to going into the third, give it back, and then all hell kind of broke loose there. But we stuck with it. It's kind of like I said, it's a resilient group. You give one up, you get right back on the horse and get working. So, a real strong game in that sense from our team tonight. Sticking with it, grinding it out, and ultimately getting the win.
Seth Rohrabaugh.
Jeff, just what were your impressions of Evgeny tonight? He had the helper on your power play score, and have you ever been associated with a team, either in the NHL or even maybe in the Olympics, that's had this much depth at center? I'll even include Teddy Bluger in that discussion.
Yeah, I thought you looked.
Are you kidding me, bud?
Making plays, I think.
In the World Juniors, they had a deeper center than this team.
I didn't expect the pass, but good players like that.
Bro, I don't know how these guys get jobs, bro.
It was fun to have him out there. I think he brought a big boost to our lineup, and hopefully we can keep going.
Rob Rossi.
If you've been through a lot of postseason games, when you're in a game like this, what's the difference that allows a team to recapture some momentum and find itself and find a way to win that game?
Well, I think, it's the playoffs, and everybody's bringing their A game. There's a lot of physicality, a lot of scrums. It's just a matter of trying to stick to your game plan as much as you can. There's going to be ups and downs. You're going to get scored on. You're going to score goals. It's kind of putting it behind you as quick as you can and getting back on the horse. And they got a couple goals there. They got a lot of momentum. They got momentum off their forecheck. But I thought we did a good job of, like I said, just sticking with it and getting pucks going ahead. And ultimately, you got to win. So.
Tim Benz.
Jeff, not just the victory, but the nature of it. The fact that you had to score 5 goals to win when goal scoring has been very hard for this team to do in the recent past in the playoffs. How important was it, to get to 4 and then even 5 to get this win?
It's nice to see the puck going in the net for sure. I don't think we want to have to put up 5 every night to win, but we'll take it tonight. I think there's some things defensively that we can probably do a little better to try and eliminate some of their goals, but it's something that we'll talk about.
We have 2 more. Dave Molinari.
Thank you for speaking with us, Jeff. I know you were happy with the trade and kind of the role that this team planned to put you in, but did you anticipate you'd be able to make the tangible contributions that you have so far, all of the goals, being so effective on face-offs, that sort of thing?
You were cutting out there. Sorry, I didn't get any of that.
You didn't miss much, Jeff.
Apologies. Did you anticipate when you joined this team that you'd be able to make the tangible contributions that you have, specifically with your goals?
To be honest with you, I didn't really know where I was going to fit in coming in, whether it was, wing, center, whatnot. But I think, as I've settled in and played with some different lines and whatnot, I think I've really enjoyed my role, I guess. For the most part, I've been with Canner and Freddie. I think we work well together, and we can bring some complementary scoring to those top 2 lines. And as far as going out winning faceoffs and penalty killing, I think I've really enjoyed what we've been working with here. So if we can keep going.
Last question, Wes Crosby.
Hey, Jeff, going off that a little bit, just ever since you came in, how have the guys helped just, get you acclimated quickly and help you get into that role as seamlessly as you have?
It's been a really easy group to come into. When you get traded, sometimes, it takes a while for guys to get comfortable. I think, Sid's really the only guy that I knew. I knew Tanger a little bit, but everybody was great. And I think, as a new guy coming in, when you feel comfortable in a room as quick as possible, it kind of accelerates the process. And, as far as systems, hockey's hockey. Every team plays a little bit differently, but for the most part, you go out and you play on your instincts. So it's been good. It's worked out well.
All right, so your thoughts on what JFC had to say?
Sorry, I think he talks like a vet. He says the right answers, and he has that demeanor of him. He's got that swagger. He's won 2 Stanley Cups. He's won World Juniors. He knows how to say the right things. So he brings a lot of leadership to that room. I think he brings that calmness, something that Matt Cullen brought to that room, Billy Guerin, veteran leadership that I think, the Penguins needed, over the last couple of years with their playoff struggles.
All right, so we got Tanev, Letang, and Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you want to watch?
Let's go to Tanger. He's usually good for he's usually quick. He gets right to the point.
All right. Yeah, him and Tanev are quite quick, actually. They're only like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here with Tangerang. Give me a thumbs up. You can hear it.
In this game, after you guys had that 2-goal lead in the third period, and then to watch that evaporate, what were some of the important things to kind of keep your composure and answer back?
I mean, like you said, you have to stay calm and collected. I think we have a lot of guys that been in those situations. We knew going into this game, it's a loud building. They're really good at home. They have a lot of like guys that brings energy in that building. So you just try to play the same way. Whatever gave you success in the second, you try to go back to that and grab the momentum back. In the playoff, there's the momentum swing back and forth, and it's important that when it's not in your favor, that you grab it as quick as possible.
Rob Rossi.
Chris, is this a game that teams from the past couple of years would have won given the way things were going in the third period? Because it looks like you guys mustered a resolve and a response that maybe we didn't see enough of the past couple of years.
I mean, it's in the past. I think guys have learned a lot throughout the years. We added a player like Jeff Carter that comes up.
That's why 5 of our core players ended up in the box.
Like I answered before, like to stay
Fucking guy.
composed, to show like resilience, having faith in our game plan. That was the most important tonight. Even if sometimes things doesn't go your way, you come back to the initial game plan and you go from there.
Taylor Haas.
Hey, Chris, just what were your impressions of Malkin and his return, and how big is it? How exciting is it getting him back this time of year?
Well, obviously he's an elite player for us. I think he's going to get more and more comfortable as he play more games. But I think he played well tonight. He was able to create a lot of chances. He was able to hold on to the puck. And obviously on the power play, he's lethal for us. So it was good to have him back.
Tim Benz.
Chris, it's been a while since you guys have gotten to 4 goals in a game, actually going back to 2018 in a playoff game where you got to 4, let alone 5. How important was it to win, period, but just win in this way where goal scoring had to come through against a good defensive team like them?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fun to see that every line can contribute offensively. That's always a big question mark going into the playoff. Are you going to be able to roll 4 lines and be productive? So I think tonight was nice to see that every line contributed. The power play came out with a big goal. So it's fun to see that a lot of guys got on the board tonight.
Say it,
Wes
Nick.
Crosby.
Hey, Chris, going back to Jeff Carter, that second goal that he scored there, at this point, it might just be something that you would expect from him. Does it surprise you at this point when it comes to like that?
Not really. You can't teach that. That's pure like goal scoring ability. He's been really good for us since he got with our team. So, I mean, it's a tough shot. I mean, I don't know if you expect it, but I know he's one of the guys that can make it happen. But it was just an unbelievable shot.
Dave Molinari.
Thanks for speaking with us, Chris. You kind of touched on this, and you guys obviously liked the idea of adding Carter when the trade was made, but did you anticipate that he could have as much of an impact as he has had so far?
Well, I mean, playing against him when he was in Philly, I always thought he was a really dangerous player, a lot of speed, an unbelievable shot, and we saw it on display tonight. I mean, I don't know. I always had high praise for Jeff. He's just a really tough player to play against. He's got the size and the skill, the speed, like I said. So to have him on our side, it's a big boost, and I think everybody knew that we were getting a really, really good player.
Last question, Michelle.
Terry, you just look like you're at the top of your game right now. Just how are you feeling physically and mentally, and how much are you just enjoying and embracing this opportunity you guys have right now?
I feel great. I mean, it's fun to be in the postseason. Obviously, it's the best hockey that we want to play. And obviously, having the crowd back in the building, it makes it even more fun. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Jordan, Pence and Pucks. Hi, Chris. I got a question. How does it feel that Sidney Crosby made the best defensive play of your whole team tonight? Not you or one of those other jabronis on defense.
Yeah, but let's let's be honest. I know you're not a big Tanger fan, but the guys played lights out this year. Come on, give him ever since Berkey and Hexie have come on the scene, he's been amazing. I know that we have to understand he's not going to be the power play guy that shoots the puck. We got that, but he's played defensively. He's played sound. He uses his body. He eats up a lot of minutes. He's played fabulous. We have gaming with Gio here. He said, "Good show, guys. Always appreciate the insight."
He says he hates the Isles.
No, who doesn't? I think, you know what? I think I hate Barry Trotz more than I hate the Isles, to be honest with
Did
you.
you see what Penguins Jesus was calling him?
No, what was he calling him today?
The necklace turtle.
With a mask. Right?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, we don't really got to get into Tanev or Sullivan.
No.
You got any thoughts you want to get across here before we get out of here?
Bottom line is that now that we're up 2-1, we got to really put 2-1. We got to put the foot on the throat here. We got to take a 3-1 lead. We have to. 3-1 lead going into Pitt really puts the pressure on a team. Okay. Let's not make, you don't need to make this a long series. Take the third one, go home, and then finish them off. Yeah. Because you know what? The Caps, Bruins, they're just killing each other. 3 games, 3 overtime games.
Is the North going to delay the second round from starting?
Not sure. I would think that they're going to be fair this way in terms of making sure that there's somewhat of a break between the second round here, because the Leafs just started tonight, the Oilers started last night. Did you see that?
What
JT?
a great night! Great night!
Did you see that? Did you see that JT hit?
JT gets knocked into oblivion.
That was ugly, man.
The Leafs lose. The Penguins win. It couldn't be any more beautiful for a Penguins fan out here in the province of Ontario.
And the Vegas Knights are winning right now too. I believe, they're up 3-2. I think so.
But in all seriousness, prayers up for JT because that was brutal.
Yeah, that was. I have a lot of respect for John Tavares. He plays the game the right way. He's a class act. He's an unbelievable leader, unbelievable captain.
I actually respect.
Right. He always says the right things. He's a family guy. I hope he's okay. So he's not one of the jabronis. He's not on the list, but he's a great guy. So hopefully, he comes back sometime in that series.
Yeah. What did you think quickly about them taking that L tonight to
Montreal?
We've talked about it. Carey Price.
Carey Price, buddy.
Buddy.
Carey Price, man. He he did it to us.
We've seen it firsthand.
We saw it. We saw it last year in the bubble. He can be a difference maker. My thing with the Leafs is that, if you looked at Austin Matthews' face, if you looked at Mitch Marner's face when this was happening with JT, when he was on the ice and they put him on the stretcher, there was somewhat of concern of them. They looked like they were defeated already tonight. And they only scored 1 goal. Again, you look at Connor McDavid last night, and the argument in my house has been for the last year is I honestly believe Nathan McKinnon is the best hockey player right now in the world. And the argument in my house is that Connor McDavid is. But to be the best,
had a huge game, scored some big goals the last game.
To be the best hockey player in the world, you have to show up for the playoffs too. You just can't be a regular season player. And last year, McKinnon showed up. Last night he scored 3 and he got a helper. the guy's unbelievable. And of course, he's from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia. Once again, another Canadian boy, Canadian blood.
Him and Sid are neighbors.
Him and Sid trained together in the off season. They have the same.
Hey, they do Tim Hortons commercials together.
Tim
too,
Hortons
right?
commercials, right? So the guy's a beast. But a lot of good series out there tonight. If the Panthers would have lost, that series would have been done.
Over.
They stuck to it. 6-5, 6 goals against Vasilevsky. Interesting.
What were they up? Were they up 2-0 or 3-0, and then a 5-0? Then
Yeah,
they scored 5 in the second. The Tampa Bay
they were up 2-0, then they were down 5-3. So they came back. Hornquist got a goal for the Panthers. It'll be interesting because Quinville went with Drager again in net instead of Bobrovsky. I didn't even check if he got pulled. I don't think he did get pulled. So who does he go with for the next? Go Panthers. I agree. Let's go Panthers. I love Quinville. I love the Panthers. They got a lot of good youth. I'm a fan of Barkov. I love Huberdeau. Great hockey player. We should have made that trade, Gino, for Huberdeau a few years back. Penguin fans are not going to like that, but in 2018 there was a rumor that Huberdeau for Malkin and a couple other things. But anyways,
how about those Boston Bruins though? Let's go.
You know what? And again, it's Cassidy's a good coach, man. I'm telling you, like those Bruins, even though they don't have those studs throughout the whole lineup. They work hard. They play the right system. Rask can be a difference maker. You're seeing the goaltending, Jordan. A buddy of mine and we were texting just after the Penguins game, and we were talking about who really has elite goaltending in the playoffs. There's probably 2 or 3 teams right now that have that elite goaltender that can take them to the promised land.
Can we talk about my Carolina Hurricanes and Sebastian Aho?
Wow. And how about another Canadian boy, captain of the Carolina Hurricanes, Jordan Stahl.
Yeah, in game 1 he was huge.
Right.
Yep.
100%.
All right, man. So are we going to be doing a pregame on Saturday?
It's at 3:00. Let's hope that we can. We'll probably, what do you think, 2:00, 1:30?
Yeah, probably around there. We'll definitely do a post game too.
Post game for sure. But I'm just excited that we're up 2-1. It was a nail biter tonight. I hope they learned from giving up the lead. We can all sleep at night, like you said. It was a pretty wild night tonight in the NHL. I'm just gonna watch now the Vegas Knights and Marc-Andre Fleury. I'm always pulling for the flower. Great guy.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we will see you all back here on Saturday. Until then, stay happy, healthy, safe, and blessed, puckheads.